What is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about the wonderful, dark, gritty world of the Warhammer 40K universe and its newest installment, Warhammer Darktide. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of the things that we like, some of the things that we dislike. And yeah, stick around, stay to the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the content. But anyways, let's get into it. So one of the first things that I kind of want to talk about this game is the pros. Some of the things that I like, and then after that, we're going to go into some of the cons, some of the things that I dislike, and some of the things that I might find super infuriating. But anyways, let's start off with the level design. I thought the level design in this game is just beautiful. It's awesome. It really brings that 40K universe into reality. And I just want to start by saying I am a 40K noob. I don't know the lore. I'm just now kind of starting to get into it. I haven't played any of the previous games like Vermintide or any of the top-down strategy games, but I am slowly starting to learn to find this world so interesting and so intriguing. And I know Darktide doesn't really go too deep into it. And from what I kind of understand about the 40K universe is that it's not really a set storyline that you follow. It's this setting where there's tons of different side stories and races and like classes and all kinds of interesting, intricate things that you can go deep down into. And I'm starting to learn more about. And honestly, I think they found a fan in me just from the overall aesthetic, the background, the setting. It's something that I love. I love sci-fi. I love the idea of this gritty world with all these different elements coming into play that affect so millions and billions of people's lives. I think it's super interesting. And I think the game really encapsulates that in its level of design to kind of show that grand scale and certain scenes that you look up into the sky and you kind of, not even really the sky, because from what I understand, you're underground. You see this crazy detailed world, and I think they did an awesome job with that. Next, I'm going to go into audio. I think the audio in this game just sounds incredible. I use the software to help kind of enhance the audio even more, and it just really gets me immersed. I think the developers of Fat Shark did a really great job audio-wise with the footsteps, the sounds of the creatures, the sounds of the guns, the sounds of the melee weapons. I think it's just phenomenal. Next thing I want to get into is the replayability. I think this game has a super replayable factor. I can play the same map over and over again, and I love it. I love how every time I play it, it's different. I love all the different difficulties that are involved into this game. I love the enemy variety. I like how the enemies can be different. Sometimes I get the Beast of the Nurgle, and then sometimes you have to watch out for the Demon Host, and then I can't remember the other dude's name, but I just love the variety, how every game feels different. And it's kind of rare to kind of see in co-op games nowadays. I feel like I see the trend starting to change where co-op games are starting to implement this like random factor to where it's always different. But this by far is the game that I've seen it pull it off the best. And yeah, next I want to go into player customization. So I think the player customization is kind of lackluster, but the one thing that I do love that they do with the player customization is just all the different ways you can make him look. There's so many different hairstyles, skin tones, eye colors, scars, tattoos. You can really make your character your own, and you can go super in depth into like how your character looks. Obviously, it does lack in the department of the certain type of like skins and operative outfits and things that you can wear. But as for the looks of your character itself, they do a very good job and a very extensive job of letting you change every little nitty gritty thing about him. The next thing I want to go over is the difficulties. I think the difficulties are super well balanced. I do notice there is a big jump from level 2 to level 3. Mind you, I never played Vermintide, like I said, so I don't know if that's normal, but I do like how there's a pretty big change. I like how the game gets really difficult. The only thing that I do not like about that is that they allow level 1 or early level players to log in immediately into like level 2s and level 3s, and they're not ready for it. That does kind of bother me. Hopefully they can like level cap that, so like you don't have these guys who just played one mission, never played Darktide before. They think they're some hot shot gamer, so they're like, oh, I'm not playing on level 1, and then they just get their shit rocked. You know, I wish that they can add to that, and maybe they will. But what kind of plays in a part of that difficulties is the teamwork, and I love how the teamwork is so crucial in this game, especially since each operative has a certain ability that will help the team as a whole. The only thing I do notice is people don't like to rock the Ogren a lot, and I find him to be super useful. I don't have an Ogren character. I'm working on the Sharpshooter character currently, but having a well-balanced team of like different characters is pretty huge right now. I do find the sorry, I can't remember the name, but I do find the guy with the staff and the, I don't want to say wizard because I know it's not wizard, but I find him to be very strong and very crucial to have in a team, and I think that's awesome. And I think what also plays into the teamwork factor is the movement, because I think the melee movement and the actual weapon attacking movement is super smooth, and weapon swapping is super smooth. But your movement can kind of feel a little sluggish, especially if you're somebody who's coming from a faster paced FPS or even a co-op shooter. Like, it can be a little, they make you feel kind of heavy. They make you feel like you are carrying a bunch of heavy weaponry. So I think it does a good job of that. So that's what really helps when you have a team that's like in cohesion and working together, staying close together, because I have noticed that it is super, super hard to kind of like solo run. Like if everybody else is down and then everybody's coming after you, not that it can't be done. I've done it, had a buddy that's done it, but when you get into those higher levels, it's almost impossible once you're the last one alive. So they really put a strong emphasis into teamwork, and I do love a game that does that. Because some co-op games, really, you can just carry everybody. And not that you can't do that in this, I think they do a better job of like, you really got to have a strong, cohesive unit together. Now I kind of want to go into the cons of the game. The first one I want to talk about is, since I'm a sharpshooter character, one of my main weapons that I use is the guns. I find a lot of the guns in this game to be super lackluster. They all kind of feel the same. You have your automatic rifles, you have your semi-automatic rifles, you have your revolvers, you have your pistols, but they all kind of feel the same in their own category. Like one semi-automatic rifle doesn't really feel too much different from another semi-automatic rifle, and the same goes for those other guns. And I just feel like there's not a huge variety in that, and it's kind of frustrating. And I also don't like the ability that you can't really craft your weapon, and I know that they're supposed to like bring that down the road, and it's been a big complaint from a lot of people that have been super hyped about this game and has followed it closely, and they talk about some of the things that Fat Shark has promised and they've under-delivered on, which is a big con for me. It does worry me seeing a game that has been over-promised and under-delivered. I'm a big Battlefield guy. I come from the Battlefield franchise, and after seeing what's happened for 2042, and not even just that game, but what we saw in Halo and Call of Duty and a bunch of other games, there's just been a lot of overselling their games for what it actually is and releasing them too early. And I think this game could really benefit from having that weapon crafting ability to actually want to add things, add attachments, add certain things to your gun to make it perform better. I would love things to help with stability, because a lot of these guns have a ton of recoil or they have terrible sights. And it's currently, from what I can remember, I think the only guns that have sights really is the semi-automatic rifles or the machine pistol. So I would like to see, hopefully down the road, when they add, because the weapon customability that they have currently, you can't really do too much with it. The most you can really do is kind of rank up its power level from green to blue or blue to purple, but you can't really go too much more in depth after that, which is a little disappointing, and I would like to see. Next, let's go into the technical aspect, and it's probably been the biggest mood killer for me. I love this game, but god damn it, I literally can't play it. And I'm not saying I can't play it because it's frustrating. I mean, I literally can't play it. The game crashes on me constantly. Since the game came out, I was able to play just fine. I crashed occasionally, but not super often. But then after the first update, I literally cannot get through one single mission. So all this footage that you guys are currently seeing now is post-launch, right before the first update. I was able to play perfectly fine, but ever since that update, even after the second update when they added the weapons, even after this past hotfix that they had December 21st, I believe, after multiple updates, I literally still cannot play this game. Sadly, I only have 50 hours into this game since this came out. I would have played it a lot more. I think I could have had for sure over 100 hours, maybe close to 200 hours in this game, because I thoroughly enjoy the game. I think it has an awesome game loop. It's super fun. I just can't play it. And it's super infuriating. And I see all my friends catching up, or not catching. Oh yeah, some of them catching up. Some of them going far past me. They're playing level 4s and level 5s. And I can't play. I hop in with them and my GPU utilization is not super high. My CPU utilization is not super high. I literally cannot play the game. Hopefully soon that they put out another update. I know it is a known issue currently, and probably by the time that you guys are watching this review, it should be fixed, and hopefully it is. But obviously these are cons that I'm giving currently at its current state, so these things may not apply down the road. Another thing, not a huge thing, is there's not a lot of video settings, and I know some people like to get super nitty-gritty with those. That's not a big deal for me. I just like to keep things on low to medium, and I just kind of rock with that. I don't go super in-depth to detail. I have some friends that go super in-depth with PC game optimization and some of the certain settings they changed. I'm not, for me. So if you're one of those people, yeah, this game's not going to have that ability for you. But yeah, I think this is kind of my review overall of the game. I would give this game currently as it stands as a co-op shooter and what it offers and what the rest of the market has to offer. To me, I like to give it a 7 out of 10. I would give it a lot higher game because I think this game has the potential to be a 10 out of 10, probably the best co-op game ever made if they can just continue to fix the game, fix the major bugs and the major crashing issues, and implement some systems into the game that you promised, like the weapon customability, like adding more characters to play to add some little bit more variety and different types, adding more weapons and making sure that the weapons actually feel different. I feel like the melee weapons do feel different, but the guns, not so much. And obviously to continue to support the game, add more weapons, add more maps, add more enemies, more side objectives, more things to do. This game can be amazing and it has so much potential. I just hope Fat Shark can get their shit together and fix this game and make it become what I believe could be the best co-op shooter ever until something else takes its place. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and comment what you guys think of the game. If you guys agree with me, would you give it a 7 out of 10 or lower or even higher? Let me know. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, like I said, subscribe, like, follow, share, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.